Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Bit of a different video today. I'm going to talk you through some of my thoughts around my backyard track. And those of you that have watched the channel have seen that I've got a very small short course in the back garden up in the allotment, and it's something that probably all of us dreamed of having when we were kids. And in the UK, we don't have anywhere near the sort of size yards that I've seen during my time while I was out in the States, and also some of the videos that you see online of guys with some incredible backyard tracks. We don't have the same space, and I believe that if you've got some free space and you can turn it into something that you can use on a regular basis for whatever hobby, part-time fan that you've got, do it. And that's what we've done up in our allotment. So I've got this sort of area up by the shed. There's some sort of scrubland here that was another shed base with a path in between the two and a path running up into the main allotment. And beyond the top up here is where the main allotment is, up near the stand. And this area here is we built sort of a small orchard. We've got a few fruit trees in there and a bug house and some other bits and pieces. And I thought, hey, why not get the land in between suitable to run a track? And you guys have seen this hopefully in all of my videos, and I've got a suitable sized RC car here, micro machine, that I found that looks a bit like a grasshopper, sort of like a grasshopper. I mean, look at that. It's covered in this awesome gold paint that I've managed to get most of it off, but not quite all of it. So, the track could run both ways. We'd come down on the path, we'd hit the bottom bend down here, round the fruit tree, and we had a little kicker here in the first season that would get us a bit of air before I put the tubing around the track, get a bit of air time, land down here into this turn at the top and back around again. And a lap would take somewhere between 6.5 to 7.5 seconds. And it was great. So what I'm now going to show you is some of my thoughts on how I'm going to change the track over the winter, ready for next season, and then my plans for the future going on into season 3. And I would really appreciate you guys giving me some comments, let me know your thoughts, and let's make this sort of a combined YouTube channel effort. Let's talk about some of the things that I could possibly do, and let's give it a go. So here's the plan for season 2. So not too much has changed. I had started clearing this future development area. It's full of bricks and stones and weeds and rubbish. But what I also found is this section of the track down here is built on top of, or the soil is on top of an old shed foundation. And there's bricks and concrete and metal and all sorts of other rubbish that's underneath the top of the soil. I only had to dig down about an inch and I found all these bricks and stones. And if you remember, I was running the MO5RA last year in the summer, and I hit a stone or a bit of brick or something when I was running it, and the car sort of jumped up on the two wheels and I wrestled it down and it was fine. But all the tyre came off, and when I went and had a look at the track, it was a huge bit of brick that I'd unearthed as I was going over, and of course the cars are churning up the topsoil. And I finally got down to this sort of foundation. So I'm getting as much of that stuff out as I can do. And I've got some fresh topsoil to put all down over the top of this, just to try and give it an extra layer. But the amount of work that's going into this is taking me away from developing this. So what I thought I'd do for next season is have a crossover. And the idea would be is that the cars run the opposite way around the track this year. They come up towards the shed and they come in some way and then go back round that top section in the same way they did last season. And then rather than coming straight down on the path, which unseats the cars and they're unpredictable, and the braking zone has been on this path way down here, what I'm going to do is come back across the track and then go the opposite way around this bottom corner, back up, cut in again, and so on. So the real question, I don't race on the track, so I haven't got a whole bunch of people come around on a regular basis, like some other channels, and we're doing race nights and stuff like that. We're not there. So all I'm doing is doing hot laps, really, and time trials. So I could have a crossover and it not be too much of an impact. The real question is do I want a crossover, or do I want to put a jump in at that question mark point? Do I want to find a way of getting the vehicles up and airborne over this part here? So in the future, if I wanted to, I could race on the circuit with other people, and there'd be no chance of the cars having an impact through that middle section, because if I'm running 2 retro RCs on this track and they have a head-on collision, there's going to be bits everywhere, and there's going to be an expensive job to repair. So let me know your thoughts on that. What sort of jump I was going to put one in, how would I do it? It's all about keeping this area so it can be turned back in the future should we want to move, or something that can be turned back into a garden. I can chuck some turf down and get rid of the track again. So let me know what you think I should do, and if I'm going to put a jump in, how high should I go? I'm going to be running rally cars on it. I've got an XV01 that I'm in the process of sorting out and building. I've got some retro RCs. I've got monster trucks to put up there. We've got some more modern buggies that we'll run. A vintage Kyosho, which I'll probably put out. I've got the Hot Shot now done. So there'll be a mixture of vehicles running on this. And I don't want to set it up for big air buggies and then find out that I can't run the rally cars on it, and vice versa. I don't want it to be just too boring that the buggies have got nothing to do. Let me know your thoughts, please. I'd really welcome it. And let me show you what I'm thinking for Season 3. Season 3, here's what we're going to do. So, having done the crossover in Season 2 and decided what we're doing here, what I'm then going to do is continue my clear out down here to extend the track. So rather than going back up and over the path section, because this is the bit that really concerns me, the cars would come down. We're going now the opposite way around the track, around this bend, across this section here, which I've marked down as carpet, but we'll come back to that in a minute. Round the bottom bend, back up across the carpet past the shed, round the top, and then back down for another lap. Now, the idea of the carpet would be is that I keep the cars off of running over the slabs. They're paving slabs. And they're fine, but they're uneven, and they can bump around a little bit, and you can lose the car because there's no grip on them whatsoever. Certainly in the summer, they can get a bit of grass trimmings on them, and they're just really skittish when you go over them. So laying down some carpet would give it a bit of traction. It's I'm not going to be going mad speeds. There's no real crazy motors going on. It's all sensible stuff. The real question would be, is rather than having this carpet section here, do I put a kicker this side or some sort of small jump to lift the cars up and over the top of the carpet? There should be enough, over here for a nice landing area before we head into that bend to shoot back up. Alternatively, do I run it the opposite way and the cars come around here and then have a kick over the path? Yeah, I don't know. And a small kicker, I'm not talking like a big ramp, I'm talking something small and meaningful. Just to give the cars something fun to do, And whatever we put in place up here in Season 2, I'll leave in place ready for Season 3. So the idea is the track's building and being enhanced as we go along. One of the thoughts for Season 2 is some sort of S that comes through and back up again. But again, if I do something like that, then when I get to doing Season 3, that can just run in off of that new section once I've got it built and cleared. That's the plans, guys. Give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think. I'm also looking for some suggestions as to what we should call the track. So I'd really appreciate some nice, sensible suggestions of what we could name the circuit. I'll put some of my thoughts in. And also, this bend down here and this bend up here need some names as well. So feel free to shoot those into the comments. I hope you enjoyed this conversation about my plans. This is Season 2. This is what we're going to be running next. And once I've got it done, all the cars are going to go back around this circuit. A whole new set of lap times. We'll get a board up in here in the workshop. And we'll talk about the lap times. We'll talk about what we're doing. And you guys know I've got that Rising Fighter that we're going to upgrade as we go through the season next year with a series of hop-ups. We'll set a stock lap on the track. And then we'll see how that climbs up the board. I'll do that after I've timed all the other cars around the track. And we'll see how far up we can get that against. I'm expecting the TTO2B to be pretty high up. That's running a torque-tuned motor. I'm expecting the DTO3 to be pretty high up. That's got a brushless 17.5 turn-in. I'm expecting that to go quite well. That's only got a 13-tooth pinion in it, and I'm running a silver can, but I still expect it to be pretty rapid on the acceleration. That went, see through there, through the light. That went okay around the track. It wasn't blistering, but I've got another one back there that's got a slightly hotter motor in, and that one's been done with a modern ESC, so that one can shift a little bit. Then we're going to have the XV01 going around the track, and then I've got some new ideas ready for next year in the build sessions as well. So the idea is we get some sort of, leaderboard. You see them on other channels, but I really like that idea of showing how things change over time. And then when we get to season 3 and we change the track again, we'll do it all over again. A whole new set of lap times, whole new set of cars, and we'll just keep going. That's what I enjoy doing. I love the idea of the time trials, and gets me up and gets me out playing with the cars and running them and enjoying them. And that's what this hobby is all about for me. I enjoy building them, but I enjoy running them a lot more and seeing how we can improve them and tweak them and adjust them over time to get them quicker. And improve the driving. That's the most important thing. But I'm going to try and be consistent. I'm going to try and run. I haven't decided yet whether I do it a time or an amount of time and lap the track and see how many laps they do in that time, or say I'm going to do 10 laps and see how quick they go around the 10 laps, and then record the fastest in that 10 lap sessions as a time. Again, I haven't decided on that. If anyone's got any comments, please leave them. I'm done waffling now. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the content, please like. Please subscribe, please hit the bell, and more importantly, just continue being an awesome RC community and inspiring us all to make these videos and enjoy each other's content. Thanks a lot, guys. See you on the next one.